Ladies and gentlemen, you know, the trial is over now. The Steubenville football player, the rape trial, the 16-year-old victim, alleged victim who says she was raped, she says she has testified that she cannot recall what happened that night. This child cannot remember. She says she passed out. She woke up naked in a strange house. Now, bearing in mind that the state says that she was too wasted to give her consent. You know, the defense says she was someone who was, prone to do these kinds of things. She consented to sex. Which side benefits from her lack of memory? Prosecutor, do you face?
It absolutely benefits the defense. Anytime in rape cases, when you have a victim who is intoxicated, it is very difficult to get a conviction in those kinds of cases because they cannot remember. And how can you convince a jury beyond a reasonable doubt that someone was raped if they can't remember the act themselves? Now, this case is different because there are eyewitnesses. In most rape cases, you don't have eyewitnesses, usually just the perpetrator and the victim. But here on Friday, you had two boys who testified and testified about the alleged acts that occurred, and they actually witnessed it themselves. So if the judge believes that, these two guys are looking at being convicted.
Can I put on my prosecutor hat? Your Honor, she was so intoxicated that she cannot come here and tell you accurately what happened. Therefore, how could we argue that she was able to give her consent that night? If she's so intoxicated that she can't remember, then she's so intoxicated that she can't consent. And if she can't consent, then you have to find them liable.
Counselor, you know as well as I do that there are corroborating witnesses to this child. There are people who said that she was digitally, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know that everything she says is corroborated by other witnesses. Conviction.
And I agree. I mean, the theory here is that it happened without her consent. So I think the fact that she can't remember helps the prosecutor. Because it helps the prosecutor, because the theory is if she can't remember, then she can't consent.
Do we both agree that there is a conviction coming? All of us? Do we agree?
No.
Because this is a judge case.
A judge only, no jury.
If this were a jury, Geraldo, I would say, I mean, it's so hard to get a conviction in cases like this, but because it's a judge, I think there'll be, in the text messages and all the corroborating statements, I think there's a conviction.
There's a lot of
the ruling will come tomorrow, Sunday. Faith Jenkins, thank you so much. Arthur Aidala, thank you.
Finally,
terrific.
I get to see you, Geraldo.
All right, you too. Happy St. Patrick's Day.